Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Time to shed the light on Navy women's swimming. And of course, if you remember when Rowdy Gaines and I called the Army meet following the meet, we talked with Sydney Harrington. And of course, her teammates have continued on with great excellence so far this season. You know, as we talk about with all the swimmers, you know there's a culture of excellence. How tough is it to maintain that standard every day? Because as Coach Morrison talks about and Coach Roberts talks about on the men's side, you know, every day in that pool, you know, that standard of excellence means something. How difficult is it to uphold that standard every day?
Um, it's it's pretty hard to like stay motivated when practices get really hard. Like during the season, just coming in every day and knowing that you have to give like 100%. But mostly it's your teammates keeping you up and everybody like pushing each other during practice and telling each other we can be better. And our coach is keeping us accountable like with times and everything. Like I think swimming is one of the easier ones to like stay excellent, like you're saying, because we can see our times and know how well that we're doing. So it's easier to like push yourself. So that's one thing, and then your teammates telling you to push yourself as
I was
well.
going to say, too, plus the depth of the quality of people you perform with. Is that as easy a motivator as anything because you know there's somebody hungry to take your spot if you don't perform to that level?
I mean, I'm a flyer, and our fly group is amazing.
Yes,
We
it
have
is.
so many 200, 100 flyers. So yeah, it's hard to swim with them. Like they're always pushing me in practice. Like all of us are trying to beat each other just because that's how you get better. You know, we're all
You,
pushing each other.
you guys have a target on you. Let's face it. You know, Army's been trying for years to try and find a way to beat you. The rest of the Patriot League schools have been trying to find a way to beat you guys in the Patriot League meet. But when you look around the room, what is the key to all of that success as you look around the room every day and in the pool as to why this program has been able to do this now for quite some time?
I think a lot of it is Rob and Mo are such dedicated coaches, and like they really want the best for us, and they care about our swimming so much, and they put in so much effort. Like at every practice, like they know exactly what we need, and like if they don't, then they let us like tell them like what we need to get ready for meets and everything. And also just having the best team ever is pretty helpful in like staying prepared for meets because it's much easier to get excited when you're swimming with your friends, and that's how you swim fast, really.
Yeah, when you're an individual within the team concept like this, the give and take with your coaches, because I'm sure every swimmer can't be coached the same way. Everybody's got a different personality. As you tried to build that trust when you arrived here with your coaches, what's been the key to that? To obviously now you all have a pretty good bond and a trust with each other, and obviously the performance now speaks for itself.
Um, I think you just need to be able to like communicate with your coaches really well and like let them know like how you're feeling swimming wise. Like during practice, like if I'm not swimming well, like I'll make sure I tell my coach after and say, I think like this is what I need to do. And I feel like everybody is comfortable doing that with our coaches because they really like listen to us and give us the kind of practices that we need and things like that.
Is that helpful? Because I mean, sometimes there's coach and athlete relationships that maybe aren't as amenable, where the coach listens as you talk about. But is that one of the most important things? Is when you do ask for feedback? Because I'm sure as a swimmer, 99% of the time, when you've had a good day or a bad day, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like I'm not really sure.
Well, okay. I'll ask you this: if you have a situation where you know you've probably not been at your best that day because the standards you try to set for yourself, do you go seek out the coach, or do you see if they're even looking for you? Because is that bond good enough where maybe even they know when they see you that maybe you haven't had as good a day?
Yeah, if we have like a bad practice, like they'll definitely like come up and say like what's going on today, or like it depends really like how well you've been swimming recently too. Like if I have like a day that's clearly worse than the other days, like my coaches will come and like ask me about it. But if it's just like in general, like not swimming well, then sometimes you have to go up to them and say, here's what's wrong with my stroke. So it's like both ways. Like coach has to input and like we have to make sure we go up to them too, because there are a lot of us, so it's hard for them to.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Micah. With all the quality that's in your room, what did it mean to be named the Patriot League Swimmer of the Year?
Pretty insane. My team, like everybody works so hard and like everybody is so talented. And it's just, I wasn't really expecting like to swim that well this season or like be there at all. So it really just was a nice way to like finish off the season of swimming really well.
To be able to come to this program and all the quality that it represents, where, as you know, we were talking about earlier this year, you know, Rowdy Gaines and I talked to you after the Army meet. You know, so far, you know, obviously as a local product out of Northern Virginia, has the experience here at the Naval Academy delivered what you thought it would, or maybe has it even delivered more than you thought it would?
I didn't really know much about the academy coming into here, so it's been kind of a ride. Pretty unexpected. Swimming wise, I've definitely done way better than I ever thought that I would, so that's been nice. And then just everything else, it's been pretty amazing. Like I really enjoy going to school here, and I am so glad that I ended up here.
How did you end up here?
Rob just messaged me one day. He was like, hey, you interested in the Naval Academy? I was like, absolutely not. And then I talked to him more. I looked into it more. I was like, this seems like a pretty cool place. And then I came on a recruiting trip, met the team, and I just fit in. I just loved it.
Is that, you know, you hit on a good point there. I mean, you have a perception of what the Naval Academy is before you got here. How different was it, though, once you got here and once you saw what it was all about, and then obviously what it can do for you post-graduation? I mean, how different was the perception and then the reality?
So I had, like, literally no idea what it was going to be like coming here, like, no military background or anything. So it was just kind of like I-Day was just being like shoved into this completely new world. But I think I've gotten used to it at this point, and then like the opportunities coming out of here like are just incredible. Like I'm so excited for service selection and everything. Like that's something that I didn't really know about before, like talking to Rob when I was being recruited, and I think it's a really cool opportunity that we all get to have here.
All right. Appreciate the time as always. Congratulations, and obviously continued success in the pool.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Sydney Harrington joining us here on the Navy Sports Magazine.